Hello and welcome to JD Bots. In this video series that is Enterprise Chatbot, today we are going to continue our bot implementation. So today we'll be focusing on new feature of our Enterprise Chatbot that will be proactive messaging. So what is this proactive messaging? Proactive messaging is nothing but it is being sent proactively to the user. User need not have to initiate the conversation message or request for that message. It is being sent proactively. So, what are the types of these proactive messages? Like, what can be sent as a proactively? So, we have these three options, that is, welcome messages can be sent proactively, notifications, and scheduled messages. Let's suppose for take an example of scheduled messages. User has requested the bot, okay, send me an alert tomorrow 8 p.m. Okay, so bot takes that request, processes it, and keep it in the schedule so that tomorrow the bot will send a notification to the user. Okay, you have received a notification. Yeah, so those type of messages can be scheduled and bot will be reminding you about those messages. And another one is notifications. It can be any normal notification that can be sent from the bot. The biggest application for this proactive notification that I have came across is this company communicator bot. Company communicator Teams application. So this is the biggest use case of using the proactive messaging. Yeah. So basically, Company Communicator is a custom team application where a author can create a message and send it to the wider organization, send it to the wider users in the organization. Yeah. They can send the message to an individual user, to the team's user, or all the users in the organization. So basically, this proactive messaging has the biggest application in this use case. Yeah. So what we will be doing, we'll be creating a simple console application and see whether we are getting any notification in our Teams app bot or not. Yeah. So we'll be only focusing on Teams proactive messaging. We'll not focus on any other channel. So we have this four steps in sending a proactive message. The first step is getting the user ID, team ID, or the channel ID. Then create the conversation, get the conversation ID, and send the message. Since we have been interacting with our bot lately, and we have already done the first two part, that is, when you start the conversation, your bot creates a user ID and the channel ID from where you're interacting, and it creates a conversation. Basically, it creates a conversation ID for you. Then what we have to do, we have to retrieve that conversation ID. Without that, we'll not be able to send the user the message. And final step is the send the message. So basically the first two are already been done. Then we'll be starting with the third part, third and fourth. If you have gone through this proactive notification documentation, you might be confused, like because in some of the places there's a API call that is API/notify. So that is one way of proactively sending a message. And so we'll be going with a basic way, like basic solution of sending a proactive message. We'll not be doing it from the bot application. We'll be creating a console application, and from there we'll be sending this message. And of course, we'll be also going through all the possible ways of sending a notification. So today we'll be just creating a console application and send a notification. So I have got a documentation on this page itself. Yeah, this is one of the way, that is apes creating a controller for API slash notify. This is one of the way of sending the notification, but we'll not be going through that as of now. We'll be going through the other way, right? So I'll be using it. I think this is the one that I'll be performing. Or let me open the basic as well. Nope. And this is not the sample that I am looking for. Nope. This is also not the sample. Let me open this one. Okay. Here we don't have the sample. So I'll be going through finding that sample for me. Yeah. So it is coming under the Microsoft Teams samples. We go to the samples, and here you have the list of all the Teams applications and Teams bot available for you to try it out. So we'll be going through the proactive sample. So I'll just search for proactive on this page, and this is the one that we are looking for. Let's check it out. Yeah, this is the one. Okay, so what does this sample do? It has some simple things, like you can send a proactive notification right from the command line. So they have like this command as well, proactive command, .NET run, and you provide the app ID, password, then service URL, conversation ID, and the message to be sent. So this command will be accepted by your application, and then it will just get the details from your command and just execute it. What we are not interested in running the command, we are only interested in the code that is written in the backend. So that is present here, proactive command. We will be going to the program.cs file. Okay, so this is the one that we are looking for. By looking at this code, you'll be just amazed, like the very simple implementation that it has given. Because as per seen in the documentation, the people get confused. Even I got confused the first time I was looking at the documentation. But by looking at this particular method, all my doubts got cleared. Yeah. So what does it say? We are creating an activity. You can create an attachment or you can create a text activity. We are just passing the message. Here in this case, we are just passing a string message, and this just send, we are preparing it to send to the activity feed. Then we have to give the Microsoft app credentials, that is app ID and password, and it just send the notification with the retry policies and all. So all those policies code is already written here. We just have to just reuse it into our implementation. Yeah. So retry is nothing but if you have a failed notification, then you can just retry after some time. That's all. That is all it is written over here. So what I'll do, I'll create a simple console application, and I'll be showing you from where you can get all the details that are required to send the notification. So I have given the name as proactive notification console app, and I'll go next. I'll be keeping it as .NET Core 3.1. Let me increase the workspace editor size so that it will be clearly visible to you. Yeah. So It's a very simple Hello World application. So we'll be just moving ahead by just copy pasting the code that is required for us to send the notification. So here they have given two methods. So one method is send a one-to-one message to a user. So this will be mostly used if you are just targeting a single user. And if you're targeting a channel, you can create a thread by going through this particular method. Yeah. It creates a thread by sending a message and it sends a message inside a thread. Thread can be created in the Teams channel. I suppose you might be knowing that. Thread can be created in a Teams channel. And into that thread, we can have like different users interacting on a topic. Yeah. So we'll be just focusing on one-to-one communication and I'll be guiding you how you can send it to all user. Will be, if time permits, we'll be showing, else we'll be doing in some other video. Yeah. So I'll just copy this particular method along with its command so that it will be understandable to you. Yeah. So send a one-to-one message to a user. This method also makes the message appear in the activity feed. I'm not sure if it will be appearing in the activity feed because unless you mention someone, yeah, mention the user, then only it will come in the activity feed. Or you send in a channel, then also it comes under the activity feed. Yeah. But for one-to-one communication, I don't think so it will come in the activity feed. Yeah. But yeah, for now, let's import some of the dependencies. So this message factory comes under bot builder. So I'll be just go to the NuGet packages and install our bot builder library. That is Microsoft bot builder. Perfect. Next, we need to import that bot builder library. I'll just hover over the error and just import the dependencies. And along with that, you'll have to import the teams as well. That is botbuilder.teams. Then Microsoft App Credentials. That comes under bot connector authentication. Next, we have connector client. Yeah. And yeah. So we have imported most of the things and you'll be seeing this exception because we haven't like copy pasted our retry logic. So it is all here. So I'll be just copy pasting the first command as of now. Then we'll move ahead with taking the other piece of code. Then this is the important part that we are looking for, the retry policy. So create policy, retry policy. Yeah. So all this piece of code you need to copy till here. Perfect. So I'll go here and paste it under this method. And I'll also have to install the poly. So install the package poly and import the poly circuit. Yeah, circuit breaker. Yeah. Okay. So we are done importing our all the code from that documentation. The one piece is pending is just calling that method and providing necessary inputs. So I'll just comment this hello world command line. Oh, let's keep it for now. Yep. So since this method is my async. I'll just write await and call that method send activity send to user async. And the first piece that we need is the app ID. So app ID can be taken from the Azure bot portal, that is Azure bot resource. So this is the app ID that we are looking for. And next is we need is app password. This can be retrieved like we have already said, you can create the app password. We have done it in last two videos as well. So I have this time I have saved it on my Word notepad so that I don't have to generate it again. The next piece is the service URL. It will be common for all the teams channel. So how do you get that service URL? So I'll be showing you how you can get it so that you can get it from your end as well. So I'll just keep it empty for now. The next piece we need is a conversation ID. I'll just keep it empty. The next piece that we need is the message. Let's create a message. Hello from proactive notification console app. Yeah. So now let's find it out how we can get that service URL and as well as the conversation ID. Yeah. So what I'll do, I'll open our project that we have been working on. Okay, perfect. So we are on the right place. I'll be putting a breakpoint on the dialog bot on the on turn async because whenever any activity or any message activity or any type of activity that is hit, it will always be coming under this particular method on turn async. And after this, it will go ahead and do some task that it has to do by going to some root dialogues or beginning and ending some dialogue. Yeah. So the first step, always it will come here. So what we'll do? We'll just debug the code and we'll make sure to debug it using the ngrok. So ngrok is present in my documents and I'll just run that command. Okay, so I can copy my URL and go to the Azure bot resource and paste it there and save it. In the meantime, let me open my Teams channel. Okay, this was I was trying earlier how we can use this sample. So I'll just say hi to the bot and let's see whether my endpoint is hit. Yes, it is been hit. And yeah, so we are here. I'll be just opening the turn contest because all the details of the channel and the activity will be coming up here. So I'll go open the activity and you can see the message that is being received is the hi. Yeah. So here is the service URL that you have to use. And also the recipient Recipient is the bot. I think where is the sender? Sender details, it will be under from. Yeah, here it is. So here is my object ID. This is my user ID. And where is my conversation ID? Yeah, I think under conversation. Perfect. Here is my conversation ID. So I'll just copy my conversation ID and paste it here. Yep. The last part that we need is the service URL. Perfect. We have all the details of sending the notification. Now let us stop debugging and let's send a notification. Yeah. So let me just stop debugging and I'll just run this console application. Okay, let's see. Oops, we have some error. Okay, I think this error I have received earlier as well, but I was able to overcome it. What's the issue? Let me just open the sample that I have been working on because yes, did receive this error earlier and I had to recreate my console application to fix that error and it got resolved by creating a new console application. So this was my okay, so that was the void main. That was the thing. So it has to be a task. Let's see whether this gets resolved. Okay, yeah, it got resolved. And my notification is being sent. And let's check the channel. Yeah, I got something. Perfect. So here you see, hello from proactive notification console app. So let's do one thing. Let's let me do one thing. Let me just go to the channel and send the notification again and see whether it is coming in the activity feed or not. Yep, it is coming under activity feed and we are very happy about that. Perfect. Yep. So, okay. So we have this something called as some method that was being called. This is the one. Activity.summary. Yeah, I think this is the one. Okay, that's all right. So what we'll do this time, we'll send a hero card and let's see whether it is being rendered or not. So how do we create a hero card? Let's search in the documentation. It's really difficult to search for particular sample. I think this is the one. Yeah. Okay, we got it. So I'll be just reusing this piece of code to create a hero card. And let's go to our bot. Or let me do one thing. Let me just copy the whole method so that I can call it from there. Let's put it here so that it will be visible. Yeah. Okay, so let's call that method from this particular method. Hero card, where it is. Okay, before that, we need to create attachment, and I'll be just creating a single attachment, that is this one. First, we need to create an object of list of attachments. Let's do one thing. Let me just copy paste this particular method so that I can use it to send a card, send a hero card. Hero message, hero card message, send hero card to user. Okay, so from here, let me just okay, so we have created a list of attachments. Now we need to create a reply, that is the activity that we need to create. So message factory dot attachment and attachments. Yeah, we will not be having multiple attachments, we'll be just having single attachment. Okay, so we'll be just picking up the hero card. And here I'll be calling that method. Perfect. Okay, so anything else I'm missing? And send activity, that yeah, it will be automatically be sent using these methods. Okay, so here we are having some issues. Cannot convert from string to the bot schema activity. Okay, so here we are getting something. Let's see whether we can use some other method to send it. And the activity should be, it should not be a text activity. We can send it as a card as well. But let's see. Send to conversation, send to conversation. Okay. Let us put an explicit cast so that let's see whether this will work or not. Okay. So for now, let us call that particular method. Let me just copy this and paste it here and comment this one. Okay, perfect. Let's try it out. Okay, something is being sent. Let's check. We have received something. Okay, perfect. We got something. Yeah, this is how we can send a hero card. Same way we can send a adaptive card, thumbnail card, or video card, audio card, anything we can send it through the proactive notification. Okay, so yeah, that's all for this sample now, this video now. Okay, so that's all for this video now. We'll be just creating a better platform to send proactive notification similar to the company communicator application. So they have like Teams application, but it uses a lot of resources. We'll not be considering that. Basically, let me show you the architecture of this so that you will be able to come to know that okay, what all resources are being used. Yeah. So this uses multiple bot, user bot, author bot. Author bot basically creates the communication, and user bot is used to send the communication. So we have like three different function application to basically queue and send, prepare, queue and send, all those things. And we have this service bus and Azure storage, like a lot of things are here. Yeah. So we'll not be going through all of that. We'll be just creating a very basic application so that we can create a better platform to create a notification and send it. And we'll be making use of this called as adaptive card SDK. Where it is, let's see. Yeah, this one, authoring cards. So we can either use this thing called as .NET or JavaScript. Basically, this helps us create the adaptive card in real time, and we can make use of that. So send the notification. Yeah, perfect. So let's talk about the good practices of this particular simple console application. So in the production ready environment, we don't get we don't hard code things. In here, we are just hard coding app ID and app password. Basically, these two properties should come from key vault or from application in this app service configuration. Yeah. So these two properties should come from there. And this you can, yeah, let's talk about this one. So when the user starts a conversation, let's go to our bot application. In our bot application, what we have to do, so when this particular trigger is hit, that is on conversation update activity, we need to make sure that we are capturing all the required details such as the service URL, the user ID, the tenant ID, the conversation ID, and store those details in the Azure table storage. And from there, you can retrieve all these details up here, right? And the message, of course, will be creating a better platform to create a message. Yeah. These two, app ID and web password, should come from keyword or Azure App Service configuration. This service URL, conversation ID should come from the Azure table storage. Yeah, okay, that's all. And we'll be doing all this recommended approaches like getting these details from Azure storage and also this from the key vault in the upcoming videos. Okay, see you all.